Welcome back to Betting on Bitcoin. Leon, how are you, brother?
I'm good, Ardz. How are you, mate?
Man, we decided on a name after a bit of discussion.
Yep, betting on Bitcoin because we both quite
That'll do.
keen on it long term. Yeah, we've been doing it for a while.
That'll do. What was the other ones? Betting on Bitcoin, to Bitcoin. I know, we had a
Yeah,
couple there, but
I think because
this one's as good as any.
that's it. Mostly focusing on Bitcoin and how it's the premium holding to have. So yeah,
Yep, yep. Cool, man. Well, we'll dive straight into it. So, recap from last episode was our first one back for a while, where we discussed the direction of the page and shared a little bit of our story and history getting into the crypto space, and basically how it led us down the road of shitcoins, all the way through to the bear market we're in now. And about a year ago, kind of assessed, started reading some books, Bitcoin Standard by Safety and Amos, a few others, and really, I guess, expanded our knowledge base on the difference between Bitcoin and crypto. So it was kind of what we discussed getting scammed, discussed all the shitcoinery of 2017, how we got addicted. This episode, I guess, we have promised that we would expand more on why Bitcoin is different and better than crypto. And I guess with all the hype around the SEC case with XRP at the moment, it's probably a good little segue. We can discuss that and also sort of differentiate. XRP is one of the cryptos, one of the big ones, and Bitcoin, man. So, yeah, do you want to give us a bit of a recap of what happened this week with XRP and thoughts on it?
yeah. So well, first I was actually away on shutdown, back rail working again. I was on night shift, so got home early after a shift, and my missus has texted me, "Oh, check out Bitcoin. Oh no, check out Ripple price." And then a good friend as well that's just started investing into crypto, mostly Bitcoin. But I recommended to him to get a little bit just for the diversity, a little bit of ETH and a little bit of XRP. Um, and he's like, oh, 80% pump or whatever it was. So I jumped on there and had a look and saw the pump. And then the first thing I did was went looking for some information to see what's causing this, because we're not in a bull market. So it's pretty surprising to see things just pop off 80% overnight for no reason, especially long-term existing coins with extra large market caps. So basically, what we found was that one of the judges in this SEC case has ruled that certain transactions within XRP and the Ripple network were not classified as security trades. Yeah, securities. So people, I think, have got a little bit twisted. They think that it's beaten the case completely. That's not the case. This is just a ruling. The case is still ongoing. And I've read plenty of articles, and a lot of them are stating that there are certain transactions with XRP that could be looked at as securities or could be made a security, whereas like secondhand selling through an exchange wouldn't necessarily be. So it's a bit of a, it's clear as mud basically, as far as you ask me. It's a little bit of hype. It's great to see something pop off. Congratulations if you're holding. But just remember, gains are only gains when you lock them in. I've also seen a lot of stuff I was saying to you before we jumped on here about price predictions of 10 and whatever dollars. I don't particularly think that we're going to be seeing anything crazy like that. We're not in a bull market. There's not a lot of liquidity coming into the market. So there's no real reason for that to keep going. And if you were going to see the FOMO kicking, you'd continue to see it. It's halted, it clearly has, and it's starting to come back down. You know that I've got some holdings in it. That's basically only because I had such a large volume of it in the last bull market, and once it dumped, the case was still ongoing, and I'm just sort of holding out. I don't know if it'll beat the case, but on the given chance that it may long term, I think there might be a bit of a payoff when that does happen, if it happens. And I'm willing to take that gamble, but ultimately, it's not a coin that I will be holding long term. I'll be converting those gains over to Bitcoin if and when they happen. Um, had I been home when it was at the 82 cents US, I probably would have converted 50% of them, but I was away, like I said, and now I've come home and it's only up probably 50-60%, which is great, but I had it at a higher price than this originally. So I'm sort of, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like you said though, if you lock them in, and like we'd also said last week, we're even though we're on the Bitcoin, dominantly Bitcoin is freedom brain. We did say, like shit coins are having pumps, we're all in. We're gonna jump in on it and make some gains where we can, especially when the bull market comes back, because we know once those alts start popping, they're gonna be the ones that give you the 10x's and the 5x gains. Ultimate goal is to use that and filter back in to gain more Bitcoin. So I guess some of the things I wanted to talk about, like I'm not all over the ins and outs of that, but it was definitely, me, seemed as though Twitter was blowing up with promoting, I guess, misinformation in the sense of
It beating it.
XRP won the case, beat the case. And then when you started looking into it, wasn't, it's like you said, it's a grey area, it's not over. They couldn't even decide on all token issuance was not a security, or sort of split. So I don't know. I think it's almost like it was an intentional thing to get the hype out there. Maybe a pump and dump. We'll see. The price is still holding up relatively well. I think even if it was like a little bit scammy kind of, let's pump it, bit of hopium, like you said, the liquidity is not there in the market. Guys aren't on crypto at the moment, so even if that was the intent, then I don't think that we got the desired result by trying to pump it and get all these altcoiners on YouTube trying to pump it. I mean, BitBoy Crypto and all these other shit fucking WEF bros are out there pumping it, making out like it's back. But I mean, if people don't have money and they're not putting money into crypto, well, it doesn't mean anything, right? The pumps aren't significant. So yeah, I don't know, man. But other thoughts, like I was chatting to you off screen before kicked off, like people even know who supports Ripple and who's behind it. And I guess, like, do you want to chat about difference between Bitcoin and its decentralized nature, no CEO, versus XRP backed by the WEF and other entities that, we all know are driving us towards a CBDC? Maybe chat about that.
Yeah, mate. So I'll talk about the differences, and then I'll hand over to you. You can talk a bit about the WEF and that sort of stuff that you were mentioning, because you had some good points there. But so one of the main things that we want to drive home on this channel is to give people an understanding of the differences between Bitcoin and basically all the other coins, the altcoins, and that is that Bitcoin is decentralized. There is no entity behind Bitcoin. There once was a creator, Satoshi Nakamoto. Whether that was one person or a group of people, they now have basically nothing to do with Bitcoin and its direction moving forward. It's as you said, a computer software that has a pre-developed
issuance rate.
That's the one. And that's all predetermined, and that carries out. We can see that, and because we can see that, we can sort of have a bit of a guesstimation around the market cycles. When we get the halvening, that's when we start to see the bull market start to slowly come back with a bit of a delay, and then approximately 2 years after that, we sort of hit peak market, and then we do the whole thing over again. And that's basically from a supply standpoint. When there's a bunch of Bitcoin out there that's now underpriced because the computational requirement of it is twice as hard as it was previously. There now becomes a higher power input to create those Bitcoins, and therefore a higher wanted rate from the people who are mining it when they're wanting to sell that. And that's the driver of Bitcoin moving forward up until obviously the point that we have all of the coins mined. And then after that point, it's basically going to be about demand, people wanting to get their hands on Bitcoin.
Fees.
And exactly. So we spoke about the SEC looking at Ripple, and they've got a close eye on crypto. We all know that, basically because we also know that they're trying to, well, the WEF is trying to create some sort of CBDC that will be used as a money form moving forward, that they'll be able to control the masses with. So when any coin starts to pop its head up that looks like, it might be a good thing, the SEC is probably going to try and come down on it, and put some ruling on it. And obviously those altcoins which are basically tech companies, have a team behind it, and those people are living people, and they can be held accountable by the SEC, which means that they're going to have to fall down to whatever the ruling is that the SEC makes, where the SEC might want to make rulings against Bitcoin, but there's no company behind Bitcoin that can be held accountable, and as such, they can rule on it how they like, but there's going to be nobody that can be taken away and changed that is going to be worried. And so basically the rulings won't affect what Bitcoin does.
Yeah, that's right, man. So rules not rulers, as they say, meaning that it's a rules-based thing. It's decentralized. I've spun up a node at home, so I run a Bitcoin node off a Raspberry Pi, which means that I can check the Bitcoin ledger. I can store my Bitcoin there. I can check the blockchain, check the transactions are legitimate. It's the same as anyone else. If we end up in some sort of central bank digital currency, the CBDC, like you mentioned, that's basically programmable money. So think of the Federal Reserve in the US now. It's like, okay, that's effective. They print money whenever they want, but their wet dream basically is a centralized digital form of that, where basically they can issue to all of us our digital money, and if you're a good little boy with the right views, you get to keep your money. If you're dissenting views or not a good little boy, you can have your money cancelled or time limits put on it, or limits to what you can spend it on, etc. So basically, my opinion is that whether or not Ripple has started out that way, the fact that they have a CEO, they have a headquarters, they have a registered company, it can be captured. That's an attack vector. So they can be captured by regulators. They can be captured, blackmailed. CEOs can be blackmailed or taken away in cuffs. And that token can be steered in whatever direction other people want, powerful players want, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So the tech might be there. The tech might be great. Like I hear these guys, these XRP army, they talk about, it's the tech and it's ISO 2022 accredited and it's already in 30 countries and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, that might be true. But it's ruled by rulers, a
Yep.
centralized entity. Like, I don't want that. I
Yeah.
want freedom money, which is
Yep.
Bitcoin. I don't want a middleman. I don't want someone that can turn off my crypto, my XRP, my money. And, that's why I say beware the rug pull, right? Because you see a pump, it's all good. They might win the case and it might go even higher. But I think ultimately that's an attack vector. The fact that there's CEOs that are in control of that coin or any coin, whether it be Ethereum, whatever, there's a chance you can get rug pulled,
Yep.
There's a chance that they cancel that project, they get shut down, there's too much pressure on them from somewhere, or they just spin up another token. Call it Fedcoin, and guess what? They used all the tech off of the funds that you gave them by investing in their project, and they turn around and spin up a new token that you're not part of, and it's XRP2 or it's Fedcoin or whatever, and you're left holding the bag. So,
Yep.
of a rant, but you know what I'm getting at. Like, basically, we've got Bitcoin where you have to mine it. Issuance is set, 21 million coins, all it's ever going to be mined. Every 4 years, the halving, like you talked about. Supply shock happens then. That's why we get the bull run, We're going from 6.25 Bitcoin this time. Next year, mid-year sometime, we're going down to 3.25 Bitcoin being issued every 10-minute block. So what happens now is there's a supply shock. There's half of the supply coming onto the market there is currently right now. So that's why you see supply and demand. Less supply coming out onto the market, same demand, price is going to pump, right?
Yep.
That's all built into the system. There's
Yep.
no one controlling that. Anyone's free to go and buy an ASIC miner. It's pretty expensive and you need cheap power. But if you're willing to pay for the power bill, you can be mining Bitcoin right now as well.
Yep.
I think they're the key differences with XRP. You got to ask yourself how many Ripple tokens, XRP tokens, do these founders and initial venture capitalists have?
Yeah. Yeah.
They all line their own pockets, and it's happened with Solana, and it happened with Celsius. We've seen the Celsius dudes just getting arrested. He's probably going to go to jail.
Yep.
If it's got someone pumping it up, CEO, it's an attack vector. It's a weakness, really.
Yeah, and one of the points that you spoke about offline before we jumped on as well was the WEF clearly stating on their website, I don't know if it still is, but that they were...
I've got it up now.
Yeah, yep, so it's still on there?
Yeah, I've got it up there now, right? So, and that's what's funny, right? I've got a mate, Dre's out there. I know he's happy he's had a 60-70% pump, but yeah, I mean, I've got mates that are dead against, well, let's just say I've got mates that are very awake.
Yep.
The bullshit that's going on.
Yep. The Matrix, as Andrew Tate calls it.
Yeah, the Matrix, right? So whether that be the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab with his freaking Dr. Evil costume on and all that, dudes that are super awake, they know what's what, they know the jabs is bullshit, they know all this stuff, yet they support Ripple, and you can go right now and World Economic Forum, type in World Economic Forum Ripple, and up comes the page. Ripple's doing for value what the internet did for information, blah, 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 blah. We're in full support of Ripple.
Yeah.
So tell me how you can be someone that's like pro-freedom, pro-self-sovereignty, anti-world government, anti-WEF, then go and put your hard-earned money into their slave system control project. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I think, each their own, and I know you're still holding your bag and you need to try and wait for pump and yeah, you still got to make smart decisions when it comes to for investing. And sometimes we come about these facts at later stage.
Yeah.
You know, once we're already invested, like you and I have.
That's right. I've been holding these bags for
Yeah.
yeah, some
Wow, now.
3-4 years at least. Like I had some in 2017,
Yeah.
got rid of some of that, but like you say, we
Yeah.
we became aware of a lot of the stuff you're talking about now. Sort of.
Last 12 months.
Yeah, that's right, and yeah, it's a great point that you bring up. You know, if you're really woke to all of the sort of the corruption and that's out there, the elitists that are trying to basically control everything, the World Economic Forum trying to basically create a one world government around the world openly. You can look it up. Just anyone that doesn't know this, that's watching this video, please start to look into the WEF, the World Economic Forum, and what it is and what it's about. It's basically all the governments of the world, or all the countries of the world, send important people from within their country, and they go and they listen to this French guy, Klaus Schwab, and he sits there and carries on and tells them, like, they're basically evil plans to take over the world. Like, it's crazy. And he is like a Dr. Evil, as much as it sounds far-fetched from Austin Powers. That's what fucking happens, man. It's crazy.
He fucking really is.
Yeah.
Davos, the Davos clique.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's French. He's German or something.
Yeah, I just, yeah.
European.
Yeah. Some sort of fucking European that I can't understand, but yeah, he just
Yeah.
He shits me, mate.
I want to kill you.
Yeah,
I want to kill you, Leon.
Yeah. So look, at the end of the day, you're right. Aligning with projects like this and supporting them long term is sort of counterproductive to, I guess, fighting back against all of that corruption, which is something that we're trying to achieve with this page. So by no means do I support, but I've just, I've got a DCA in at a price point that I'm trying to achieve from an investment point of view, and then ultimately I'll be stacking straight over and getting me some more sats. That's the long-term goal, and I won't be holding XRP any longer. And I also like the point you spoke about.
Stop funding your own slavery.
Yeah. Look,
Stop funding your
I
own
got to make
slavery.
a bit of money first, man. All right, I'm still a wog. Yeah. But I think the other point you made about any sort of cross-border payment sort of project such as XRP, you really need to be extra suspicious of anything like that, because we do know clear as day that there are CBDCs trying to be created. There are some countries like China where they have them implemented already, and more countries than just China as well. These things do exist, and they're trying to make ones that are existent and integrated worldwide. So anything like this that's a cross-borderless payment, fast, efficient, any amount of money sort of thing, you have to be suspicious. Is that the one? And like you say, if it is, do you truly believe that the powers to be that are trying to take away power from the people are going to let you sit there holding big bags of it long term? If XRP is the project, then they'll perfect it. They'll create a new project exactly the same. They'll rug pull. They'll start the new one, and you'll be holding your dick. So,
100%, man. 100%. 100%. So, basically get rid of your fucking XRP.
Yeah.
No. Just not financial advice. No, do what you want, but that's good, man. I think it's been a good episode. Suppose like we could bang on all night about that, and we're going to keep coming back to Bitcoin in our discussions, because Bitcoin works, man. It's out there, it's working. Lightning Network works, instant transactions, super fast. Download wallet of Satoshi and send some sats there and just see. It's like a QR code, man. Like, I can sit at the pub next to Leon, scan a QR code and send him Satoshis, and it's instant. It's faster than PayID. It's faster than any of this other shit. So my question is, why do you need XRP? Why do you need any other project? Solana last bull run, oh, our transactions are super fast, and they send out all this FUD about Bitcoin and how Bitcoin's slow and blah blah blah. And it's like, yes, it's slow on the main chain, but there's the Lightning Network, which is fast. And then we went and saw how many times Solana crashed,
Yeah.
many times it went down. Like
Yep.
Bitcoin's not been down in 13 years or
Yeah.
however long it's
Has
been in
never
existence.
crashed.
Like,
Yep.
so
And
the
that's the
solution's
reason.
already here.
Yeah. Yep.
Solution's here, guys. It's Bitcoin. Everything else is thing more than a software company at best. Um, so I just wish now, knowing what I know, that all of these software developers that are jumping into these other crypto projects would just go to Bitcoin and start building on that.
Start building on that. That's right.
Keep building things like the Lightning Network and
Yep.
Nostr and all these other decentralized things. So, but it's a bit of a journey, just like everything is. Waking up and
Yep.
we were shitcoiners for a long time, and we haven't sworn that we won't go and shitcoin again to make money.
Yep.
Um, I guess it's just about what are you really here for? If you're here for quick gains, well, you probably go and find the other YouTubers, 100 other YouTubers that'll give you their predictions on the next shitcoin. If you want to learn a bit more and get a bit deeper into why Bitcoin is a solution to actually fight corrupt system that we live in,
And we'll
that's
give you
controlled
your
by
freedom.
central bankers.
Essentially, we'll give
That
you
will,
your freedom long term. That's what it's about.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, if you want to hear about more of that sort of stuff, then stick around, because that's what we're going to talk about in each episode. We'll touch on a bit, and we'll probably keep touching on the news and whatever craziness is coming up. There's no shortage of crazy things going on in the world to talk
Plenty
about.
going
So
on.
yeah. So that's all from me, man. If you got anything you want to finish up with
No, mate, I'm
before
happy
we
with
sign
that.
off?
Pretty good chat about the XRP FUD, I guess, that's in the news. Thank you to everyone that's supporting. We're going to get more and more frequent videos out. We're really passionate about this. At the end of the day, this is about your freedom, self-sovereignty, being able to look after ourselves, make transactions, trade with people and around the world freely like we should be able to, and sort of resist this oncoming wave of shit that the WEF's trying to create and enforce upon the world. So wake up, guys.
Yep. Well said, man. I'll see you in a few days. We'll get another one up, guys. And thanks for your support, and stay tuned. Peace, brother.